and this is early in the morning, so I'm about to leave home and get my motorbike from the garage and start traveling to start a solo trip. I'm just leaving my hometown city of London, and I am embarking on a long trip, a solo trip across Europe. But my first destination is Paris. So first of all, I am going to Dover, south of England, and from there I booked my ferry around 10 o'clock, which is now at the moment is early in the morning. It's 5 a.m. in the morning now. So my ferry is booked 10 o'clock, so I have given enough time to catch my ferry. From London to Dover should be around 2.5 hours ride, but hopefully I should be fine. By 10 o'clock I should be arriving at the port of Dover. As you see, it is early in the morning. It's a morning that it was a bit tough and difficult morning for me, because I do not normally get up so early. So I had such an awkward and a strange feeling in the morning when I was leaving home. A feeling of completely strange, asking myself, do I have to go on this trip? And lots of fears and doubts was bombarding my mind, and ask myself that how about if you're gonna be stranded somewhere in case of break down your motorbike? How about the weather is gonna get bad, rainy, windy, gusty, and so many other doubts and fears that just keep coming to my mind, and believe me, brought me to an age that dragged me back to give up this trip. And then I asked myself, you gotta be kidding. I said to myself, you gotta be kidding that you have been preparing for this trip way long before, for many months, and you bought so many gears and so many equipments to prepare yourself for this long haul trip, but now you want to give up and you don't want to go? I said, no, it's time to leave. The thing is that I was aware of my feeling. I was fully conscious, but this is not the reality of my feeling. This is not the reality. Of course it is my feeling that it is saying to me that to back off, to get back to my comfort zone. But however, I do want to go on this trip. I do want to kick off this trip which I have dreamed for many months, and that's why I got this motorbike. So it is common, it is very usual that whenever you are stepping out of your comfort zone, whenever you are doing something which you do not normally do in your life, or you're going somewhere that you haven't been in that place before, or any activities, anything that really you're not used to it, your mind is trying to pull you back. Your mind is trying to tell you So back off, be back in the comfort zone, be back in your bubble that you are normally comfortable. Normally you're feeling easy and everything is nice and cool because you're not used to it, the activity that you're about to do. So I was aware of this kind of feeling, and that's why I just ignored, although my feeling was so awkward and strange to me, and I would just keep saying to me that you don't have to go on this trip. But I was aware, fully aware, and I was fully conscious that no, I'm gonna go. Believe me or not, it wasn't long time that as I was riding, or as I was leaving London towards Port of Dover, that kind of feeling is just diminished. That kind of feeling just melts away. That kind of feeling, it just completely disappeared from my mind and replaced with feeling of joy, with feeling of happiness, with feeling of pleasure. And I admired myself. Thanks God that you left home. It's great that you left home, and it's absolutely brilliant that I left home. As I was riding towards Dover, the weather wasn't very pleasant. So it was getting gusty and rainy and really, really windy. So I had to take off all of my filming equipment and other gears off in order to not to damage. By the time I am inside the ferry, so I just was walking around, and as you can see this map that I am traveling from Dover to Calais of France. Inside the ferry there was a store. People or passengers can buy their presents or some gifts. Bonjour, I'm out of the ferry. I'm so excited that finally I arrived in foreign soul and heading to France. And the weather is not desirable at all. It's rainy and gusty, so I became tired. I had to pull over at the McDonald's to have a coffee and have a break. After I refreshed and had a coffee, I continued my journey towards Paris. By the time I arrived in Paris, the weather has become very nice. It's the tower block where my Airbnb is located, and I am looking for a safe and secure place to park my motorbike. As I was walking around, I noticed the window of the shops around were smashed, and I felt a bit worried that whether this area is safe or not. It was a time when riots happened in France a few months ago. Luckily, the host at the Airbnb showed me a safe and secure place to park my motorbike. The following morning, I left my motorbike behind and I walked to Paris. Along the way, the man was selling corn, and I loved it. And I had a corn which is warm and salty. This is the main boulevard in the heart of Paris. It's a wide and long street, which normally the most parade is taking place in this street.
Paris is a very walkable city with a great sights. It's filled with stunning and historical landmark and monuments like the Eiffel Tower or Notre Dame Cathedral, which is so beautiful. The people live in Paris is called Parisians. It's a very beautiful name, and also it has been the world's major center for finance, diplomacy, commerce and culture. Paris is always known by its Eiffel Tower. This piece of engineering and most iconic image of Paris is designed by the man of Gustave Eiffel, so the name is coming from its designer. It's built in 1889, so it is more than 130 years old structure, and it is 300 meters long. It took 2 years and 2 months to build this tower, and the material mostly used in this structure is from iron. I just left my Airbnb and now I'm heading towards south of France. I feel so embarrassed when the motorbike fell down from my hand. And the problem was that I did realize that the place that I stopped the motorbike, the surface was unlevel. So one side was down, one side up. And when I put my foot down, because the ground was so low, so the motorbike leaned on the left hand side, and the motorbike was heavy, and I could not hold the motorbike, and suddenly it just fell down from my hand. It's something is just normal for any bike rider or any motorcycle rider, that one way other way the motorbike will fall down, and one day or on numerous occasions it will happen. But eventually, as we get more experience and more confident on the motorbike, so you will manage much better. So I am now leaving France and I'm heading to south of France. The place is called Linfond, which is in south of France at the moment. This is my Airbnb place that I booked, so I'm gonna stay over the night over here. And my room was on a top floor. Thank you very much for watching the video. If you like it, give me a big thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. And do not hesitate to drop me any comments, any message, any thought, any views. I love to read all of your messages, which means a lot to me. And I will see you at the next video. Bye.